Whoa.
What?
Do we have any moss?
Should be in that barrel, chest thing.
No, there's none here.
Then probably haven't got any.
I know what we need.
Moss farm?
Moss farm. Good lord, that took a while to complete. You know what? All these YouTube videos of redstone contraptions make you think it's super great. We'll take it from me, kids. It's an absolute lie. This took forever to do. I had actually planned to do an extra 2 of these, as you can see by the size of the hole that I've dug. However, by the time I got building that one, I was kind of reevaluating my life choices a bit, so I decided, you know what? That is more than enough for what we're going to need. So I'll take this as an easy win for my sanity, and we'll go with that. I'm actually quite pleased with how this all worked in the end. I've been tinkering with how to build these moss farms for a while now in my own redstone testing world. I started off with some really simple builds that you can tell I made while I was still figuring things out, to let me understand how to make the farms and how to get them to produce a surplus, because that was an interesting challenge to start with. From there I went on to make something myself that was a bit more efficient. I'd watched El Mango's video on moss farms years ago, so I took kind of a bit of inspiration from that to work out the bits and pieces on how he did things and why he did things for efficiency's sake and so on. You can honestly tell this isn't a carbon copy of his or any of the other ones that you see, based on how clunky this bit of redstone is here. But this made a bit more sense to me while I was figuring things out in terms of timing things and how to get each individual bit of the farm working and the machine to run properly. So we've got this bit on the left-hand side, which, well, I say big, huge farm thing. Let's go into cheater cam so we can see. So this bit is just purely producing bone meal, and this gets fed all the way down, and it feeds through, like you'll see in a lot of farms. That makes it self-sufficient, and you can see this pipe here. This goes down through here, and if we go over here, that comes up here, and then that feeds into this side. So this is how we got the 2 farms connected, and now this goes all the way around, and then it comes all the way back into this bit here. And this bit at the end is what takes the excess bone meal, converts it into bone blocks, and then puts it into these storage chests for now. The interesting bit about this part of the farm, go back out and we can pop down for this one. This is slightly different because of this little bit of redstone underneath here. So what I did under here is I took some of the hoppers away and some of the composters up there, and I hooked into this bit here. Now this feeds the moss stuff that gets collected up from the top down into these item filters. Now these item filters are set up for moss and pale moss. So they're just your standard item sorters, and they go down there. Anything that's not those 2 moss blocks, they will go through here. They'll get fed into this little compost here, turn into bone meal, and then they'll get spat back out into the system and go through the rest of the stuff. And then this interesting little bit of redstone, it's super simple, but I was pretty chuffed that I figured this out, because I was trying to figure this out for a while. This checks the strength, the signal strength from the comparator here on these 2 chests, based on this book, and it's redstone signal 15. So when these chests get full, this gets turned off, and then this turns this redstone repeater on here, and then that locks this hopper, which stops anything from here coming down here. So once these 2 chests are full, to stop any kind of overflow issues and break the redstone, that just feeds any extra moss blocks into the system and back through the system, which is pretty cool. I do intend to move this at some point, once I've figured out how I'm going to kind of like pretty this place up, design everything up. I'm probably going to be moving these out. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that, though, with how far away that's probably going to be. I'm going to move these chests in the storage away and probably back up over here somewhere. But this can be left in for the moment. So, I have my moss farms, and I have a pretty big ugly hole. So what do I plan to do with them? Well, the original plan was to have some form of underground catacomb style thing built under here, because we're under the church. We are actually under the church at this point, so I thought a catacomb theme would be pretty cool to do, and that was meant to be going around these builds and then around the 2 extra moss farm bits that I was meant to be having here, and then I would kind of like dig away at this kind of like squareness, not too much, just to make it look a bit more natural and less square, you know. But obviously, yeah, I'm only doing the 2 now. The plan still kind of wants to stay the same, but obviously I have a lot more space to work with. So I plan to go a bit more overboard with cavifying. Cavifying, is that a word? We'll go with that's a word. Cavifying this place up. So first step on that I want to do is probably work on this walkway, as I'm not planning to leave this as stone right now. This is the first bit I'm going to work on. The plan here is to build a walkway to the central area I've marked out now. I was originally, as I said, going to have this going all the way to the end when I was going to have more moss farms. And to kind of keep that original idea in mind, I'm going to kind of leave that bridge there, but I want to stop building it at this point in the central area, and then I'm going to have this kind of like broken, so it's almost like it's either caved in or it's been eroded away and destroyed over time. So we're going to have the bridge in the bottom kind of like crumbled up. Well, that's the bridge in place now, and I said I wanted to go with a bit of a broken down look at the end, so that's all in now. This is looking pretty cool. I've gone a bit sparse here, just to look where it looks like it's broken down. I didn't want to go too crazy, and just got a bit of a bridge over there, just so it just didn't stop in the middle of nowhere. And you can also see that I did do a bit of very rough terraforming here, because I wanted to get the bridge in place over there, but I didn't want to kind of leave it too flat. In the long term for this area, I am going to be digging this out a bit sporadically, terraforming it so we're not looking at a big box. So that's just a bit of a quick start here, just to get that bit in place. Next bit I want to get started on, well, I got a bit ahead with myself, is I want to get some pillars up on the side, because I don't want these farms to be kind of like too visible. Like I said, I'm going for kind of like a catacomby look to the place, so I was going to get some, the idea is I want to get some pillars up here, across in front of each of them, kind of have like an archway across those there, and just like down on this end with the bridge. This one's probably just going to be the very end bit. It might be a bit of a part of an arch here to be broken down, and then I'll open up into the area that's going to go down both sides. I've just been planning it out, because I was trying to figure out whether I wanted to go with 1 or 2 wide kind of like pillars, and it's a bit It's a bit messy either way I do it, because if I go for the 2 wides, you can see here, this is just touching this bit. If I then go for just the 1 wides, it's a bit too thin, really. I mean, if I go down, I've got the 1 wides for the bridge. Now, that kind of looks okay for the size of the bridge, but if I was going to go for, like, really big pillars and big arches, I just thought 1 wides were they didn't look stable, so I've gone for 2 wides, and we're going to have to deal with that. So that's kind of like the idea of where I want them to do it, is now to make a start on them. So, first job to do is if we clear this out, work my way up with this, as we get some stone bricks in place, because I'm going to go with stone bricks. Ooh, that's getting a bit too quick. So, yeah, so we'll get stone bricks for the pillars themselves. And then once this is in place, I'm going to try and expand the base of these out a bit more. So, a bit sturdy. So let's get this cleared out first. So let's keep it just there for now. Just so we can get an idea of what I want to do. And now I want to get these to be a bit more sturdy. So these are going to be a bit wider. So what do I want to go with? We want to go with buff instead for the base. Got this. See what this looks like. I want to give it a bit more of a different texture than just stone, because it'll just look all samey and it'll just not stand out and look too nice. How's that? So that looks nicer for there. Do we want to go higher or lower? Because some of these are going to be further in the ground. Let's get some stairs on. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, yeah. Let's get some of these in here as well. So how does that look? A bit nicer. Let's go and get some more stuff. 1 and 2. Alright, so that's those in the tops. Space this out on the bottom a bit, potentially a bit nicer. I was thinking of putting some walls in as well to round the corners off a bit. How does that look? A bit samey. Don't know that well with the brick wall. That's off. Try with that, just to be a bit different texture. Looks kind of okay. We've put another set of those in there. I think we can go with that. We could also maybe try adding a bit of variance in as well. How's that? Oh, that looks a million times better, I think. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, that's our pattern for this then. So let's go with the super speedy time lapse for the rest of it. Let's get them all up to the same height. At least that is what I would be saying if I actually remember to press record, because I'm an idiot. But moving on from that obvious fact, we've got some pillars in. I've not gone over this side just yet because I still don't know what I'm building over here with the collection area and the AFK area, but I've got some rough pillar designs in down the bridge. I didn't want to go too crazy and over the top with this. I still wanted us to be able to see the actual farms and to be exposed to the caves a bit better, so we're not missing all the detail that I'm actually going to be building in there. And then as we get further over, you can see that it's a bit more broken down, a bit more weathered, like at the end of the bridge here. So the next bit, which I'm not looking forward to because I've spent ages doing this in creative, I have learnt to use Axiom to do this, but yeah, this is a big old project. So I think I've probably saved yourself with the time lapse previously, because you're gonna get a much bigger one this time. Enjoy. I probably will not. Wait.
What?
Come with me. I've found something really cool and weird. I don't know why we missed it before. Come hither.
Okay.
I'm going to church.
Okey-dokey. It is a Sunday.
Alright.
I'm in front of the church.
Wait. Oh, no, come round the back. Come round the back.
Yes.
Oh, hello. So I was
Yeah.
around here and I spotted something really weird.
Right.
So I was in here clearing some bag space out. Come in.
Mm-hmm.
Come in. Look at that. Hey, quick. Look at this. I found.
Is this a secret base?
It's secret tunnel.
It's not some weird
Secret
cult
tunnel.
thing, is it?
What?
It's not some weird cult thing, is it?
I'm not sure. It looks a bit culty.
Well, it's a secret passageway under a mausoleum.
Yeah. Look what it leads out into.
Yeah, that don't look ominous at all.
I know, but go. Ow.
Ow!
But
you
yeah.
go. You
Wow.
go first.
There is a secret moss farm under here.
Ah. Well, isn't that convenient?
Yes, super convenient. I'm not sure how we spotted it. Didn't spot it before. Conveniently placed moss farm when we needed a moss farm. Yeah, it's super convenient.
Doesn't look man-made at all.
Oh no.
Totally natural. Totally
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah.
Ah! Sorry.
Oh, I just saw the arrow fly past you there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's mobs down here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ignore those. Ignore those. Look at the cool moss farm though.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Kind of don't want to like move away from the bridge though, do you?
Well,
We've got armored zombies, creepers, bloody skeletons that are trying to get up here.
yeah, they can't get up here.
Trying to jump on your redstone wall.
It's fine. I've been down here. I've been down here, and they can't get up. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I have found that if you press that button there,
Is this a trap?
no, it still works as well.
Oh wow. Wow, it looks brand new.
Yeah, it looks to be in good nick.
To say it's under a mausoleum, it's really good condition.
Well, you know what they say about technology? They don't make it like they used to. Everything new breaks, everything old stays in working nick for a long, long time. That's what we're going to roll with. And it conveniently places everything over here. They were so thoughtful to put bone blocks in, pale moss, and moss.
Oh.
They even thought ahead to the pale moss, you know? Like, it's only been in a couple of versions, but...
So I guess the moral of the story is being in a cult isn't too bad.
No, apparently not.
Cool.
Certainly not a small project to complete in the end. Took absolutely forever to get this done in between everything else in life, but yeah, I'm glad I finally got this completed now. It's put me quite out of my comfort zone with a lot of the aspects of this, from figuring out the farm, all the redstone and all the timings and everything, and then just the whole cave, really, all the learning of Axiom, how to make it look detailed and everything. But in the end, I'm very pleased with how this has all turned out. Certainly one of the biggest builds I've ever done. And honestly, yeah, as I said, this looks absolutely fantastic. Slight pat on the back there, but you know, we do. I think for now, though, I've certainly spent a bit too much time down in a hole. I made the underground sheep farm last episode, and then there's this huge cave thing. So I think it's time for a bit of a break from being underground for now. So, thank you all for watching the video. It's always appreciated, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, bye.